That's all I use. Y'all act like I'm doing some math magics out here, and I'm not.
Hey. I'm so hot. For some reason, I put on my sweater and I have the light on. And it was just a choice. My hair is down. I got this big bulky headset on. Thank you.
Like half coordinated with your headset.
The highlights hitting hard in the light, but I'm living. So welcome. For some reason, I put on my sweater and I have the light on. And it was just a choice. My hair is down. I love hearing myself. I hate my voice. Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday, so that means we're reading. Everyone in the comments, let us know what you're reading, whether it's romance, is it something spooky, paranormal, audiobooks. We got a lot of stuff going on. I'll have Izzy kick it off. We'll introduce ourselves and tell everybody what we're reading. Bree, scrunchie. I'm gonna get it when we're on the reading. I'm gonna get a beer and a scrunchie because I'm hot.
We're gonna have a whole wardrobe change mid-film, I think, like mid-live.
Right. Yeah.
But, same thing. Whatever.
Full production here on my channel. So.
Okay, hey, I'm Izzy. I'm from Happy for Now, and let's see. What am I? I'm looking at my Goodreads like as we speak.
You have to pick it again.
No, I have 3 books in progress right now, but the problem is I got really distracted with the manga, which is half Shay's fault and half someone else's fault. So thank you and I hate you. All of the above.
What manga are you reading? You gotta tell me now.
The Promised Neverland and Yuna of the Dawn. Yona, whatever the heck.
Yona, yes.
Of the Dawn.
That's my queen. Like my whole collection right here.
Yes,
all 26 volumes of it.
I'm very mad. My library is missing 1 volume.
Oh, which one?
12.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's
I was like,
random.
How do you have all of these and you're missing 12? What?
Like right in the middle too, just to like piss you off.
So it's fine. It'll be fine. I'm not there yet. I'm only on volume 2. I'm on volume 3 of all of them now. Yeah. So I haven't went back to my ebooks because I just binged Spoiler Alert today on audio instead of reading. So good. So good. Such a good audio.
I loved it.
So yeah, I have to decide, but I think I'm going to continue Headliners by Lucy Parker and just kind of keep in this weird celebrity world for a little longer. For now, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up reading. Maybe I'm just going to sit here and stare at my computer for 40 minutes.
I feel that.
Bree, no. I just saw your comment, Bree. No, put down the skeleton king.
Yeah, no.
Put the book down. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hours to think of that.
Oh my goodness.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm sorry. I have very violent reactions to the Skeleton King now. Don't do it. Just watch my reading vlog. Don't do it. I gave you everything you need to know. And that is don't read that book. It's really see, Jen agrees it's not worth the hate read. So don't read it.
All right, me then?
Yes, your turn.
Okay, hi, I'm Shay. I'm apparently the corrupter of romance readers and get them all to read manga. But I've also done the opposite. I've gotten a lot of manga people to read romance. So we're okay. It's a good karma balance. We're okay.
That is a good.
Let's see. Yeah, my channel's Shay Geeks Out. And I'm reading Reborn Yesterday by Tessa Bailey. Because I wanted a little paranormal, but more romance than paranormal. So here we are.
I DNF that bad boy, but good luck to you.
The raw.
See, I like Tessa Bailey, and a lot of the Tessa Bailey people don't like. I still like because I find them entertaining. I wouldn't want that in my real life, but I find them entertaining. So
I haven't read that one yet. I want to. I'm curious. Now I'm extra curious.
I will tell you all the things by the end. I did get its sequel too because it follows characters that I'm really glad I got the book for. I believe.
Go for it, Bethany.
All right, cool. My name is Bethany. My channel is Thany's Thoughts. I'm like in between 4 or 5 books at this point. I've lost count. I don't know where I am. But last night I was in the middle, so I didn't finish my Kindle Clear Out Readathon, but the book that I was in the middle of, I wasn't. I'm gonna go back to it. It's just fantasy right now. There's not really a lot of romance, and I'm kind of in a romance mood. So I decided to switch. I started something on KU on Kindle Unlimited last night. It's Sarah Nay. I'm not quite sure how to say her last name, and it's called Hardfall, which is her trophy boyfriend series. I've read some. She has a lot of different Kindle Unlimited stuff. She has like a lot of like new adult college romance, and sports romance. So this is a from what I guess, if I can tell, she is the daughter of the general manager, and he's a baseball player, and she does not want to date any baseball players right now, and so I just barely started it. So I was like, this sounds like something light and fun and quick, and yeah, so that's what I felt like. It mood reading all the time. That's what I felt like reading.
Nice. Sarah from The Bookish Knitter, and I am bringing in the Christmas reads because I am reading The 12 Dogs of Christmas by Lizzie Shane, which is so disgustingly adorable. My teeth hurt. Like, that's how freaking cute it is and sweet it is. But it's just like, it's perfect. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to be like trying to fiddle around with my new Kindle Fire that I bought today. So I've got to put, go play on it and make it so it's actually functional. Because I had a 7. But as we know, everybody, bigger is better. So I went for an 8. Well, I'm listening to my Kindle tell me the story. So that's my plan for tonight.
Ooh. Bree wants to know what you're knitting, Sarah.
I'm actually not knitting anything right now. I'm knitting secret Christmas knitting for people.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say.
So I'm Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life, and I am like in between books. I just finished a couple, I guess, and I really just want to hold a physical book in my hand. So this just showed up today, Addie LaRue, which is not romance, but I'm so excited for this. So I'll probably read that. I don't know. Or I'm listening to a few audiobooks, but
Did that just come out today?
Today, yeah.
I just got my audio in.
I'm so excited.
I'm waiting for reviews to come in because I have a love-hate relationship with V.E. Schwab. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy it release day. I'm going to let people kind of ferret out the true feelings, not just the early arc of V.E. Schwab stan people. Like, I want to know the real deal before I buy it.
I saw someone say she should have used a pen name for this one because it's so different from her other books.
Really?
Which has me really excited, actually.
What's it about again?
It's about a girl who makes a deal with like a devil, basically a Faustian deal where she can live forever, but then everyone who meets her, they immediately forget her. So I think I heard there may be a type of a romance with her and the devil. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Maybe that's not true. But yes.
I think there is
so yes, I'm waiting for Crystal's reactions to this. I need to know what's going on here.
That sounds really good.
I'm happy to pick it up and try it, but I'm like, if it's just people being like meh about it, I'm probably gonna pass.
She's been talking about this book for years, so I've been dying for it. So
yeah, I'm excited for it. I pre-ordered.
What's your love-hate relationship with her, Shay?
Basically, very few of her books I actually end up loving, but they end up being books that everybody loves. So some of the ones that everybody loves, I don't like. Like my favorite book in the Shades of Magic trilogy is most people's least favorite kind of a situation. So yeah, but way more engaging than most of the other books. So like I have unpopular V.E. Schwab opinions, so I need to like get the general public opinion before I decide to invest.
That's fair.
I was just curious.
I've only read the Monsters of Verity duology. Is that what it's called?
And see, I've been told I would hate that one, so I haven't even tried.
You probably would.
It was good, but I wish there was more. Like, I don't know. Like, like the plot sounded great, but it just didn't.
And I think that's ultimately my V.E. Schwab problem is I always end up ending those books wanting more from them.
Yeah.
And so I never give them good ratings because it's like, this had so much potential, but you only took it 50% of the way. Where's the other half? And I never got it like the next.
She was also supposed to do a spin-off series of Monsters of Verity series, and it fell through, which is kind of disappointing because she introduced all these new characters, and it seemed like, oh, this is kind of interesting in this other town. And then the book deal fell through or something happened, and so she ended up not doing the series, and that was kind of disappointing because it was like, oh, I was really kind of interested in seeing what that looked like. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, there's all these new characters introduced in the second book, and the world was building, and then it just kind of like, went back, which I get,
Right.
but then that makes sense that she was at least planning for something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read that one yet. I've mostly read her adult stuff, and I love most of it. And I like her middle grade series a lot. Her
that's
Cassidy
cute.
Blake. It's very cute, very fun. But I'm probably a stan, honestly, at this point, to an extent. So I won't deny it. But I understand a lot of the criticism of some of her writing. Yeah. Don't really get the people who hate Lila because they would love her if she was a male character, but that's a whole other issue.
Exactly, right?
That's my own personal pedestal I stand on. If you hate Lila Bard and you would like a male character that behaves that way,
no, I liked Lila Bard. I think that's why I really liked book 2. Is I liked Lila, but everybody hated Lila. I didn't get it, but whatever.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. But
I didn't hate her. I thought she was great. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Kayla on the Fritz. Welcome. And I'm not like between a bunch of books, but like I started a bunch of books and just can't like commit to anything because I've been watching season 6 and 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. So I've been watching Drag Race. Oh, love it. So I went and I bought the monthly like MTV hits. So like I had these missing seasons that I haven't watched yet. And so I've been watching those, but I do need to catch up on Magnate for Joanna Shupe. You can't see it. Audiobook for Fall Into Joanna Shupe.
Yes.
So it's like the first book or the second book, however you want to look at it. So
first
I'll
full
probably
length?
start that. Yeah, the first full length. Yep. So alrighty, what's our time look like?
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
8:24. So
all right.
8:25, give or take.
All right, so let's get our reading on. 40 minutes. Look. We'll see if Juan shows up.
I gotta see him again.
Just put out your Amish romance. Amish romance.
Yeah. Just everyone channel that vibe and the energy so he arrives.
All right. So I read.
I'm proud of you.
I know, yay. So I listened a little bit to Magnate, but then I remembered I was reading A Hunger Like No Other by Cressley Cole.
Yes.
And I hopped back into that steamy bad boy. So
yes, the best.
I finally got it from my library. This is a reread. The Warlord Wants Forever was my very first romance ever, which was like surprising looking back that it didn't like scare me from the genre just because of, you know, what goes down. But I'm loving it. It's been a while since I've read a paranormal romance, and Cressley Cole, like this series is just so steamy and so good. I love it.
I'm waiting to start my reread until we know when Monroe is happening.
I know. I thought it was supposed to be like
summer.
Yeah, it was like March.
Summer 2020 was the last announcement, and it's been silence. I want to reread them so bad.
So good. I know. I got all the way through, and I was like, "Oh, Monroe's about to come out," and it kept on getting pushed back. And like you said, like it's like silent air from her. Like I don't know if she has like a pen name and she's doing other things, or if she's got personal things going on. Like I have no idea what the tea is with Cressley Cole, but it's been a while. It's been a long time.
Too long. I made it like another 10% through. Headliners by Lucy Parker, which is like Enemies to Lovers, and they got trapped in a wine cellar together, and it was great. They got trashed.
So good.
Ooh.
It's fun. It's so good. I'm really enjoying it. I didn't want this series to end, so I've been putting off reading it forever. I was in denial. I was like, no, this is not over. If I don't read it, it's still there forever. This is why I don't finish things.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm like 220 pages into Reborn yesterday. Like, I can understand why you don't like the heroine. Like, she's quirky, but I can tell there's a reason for it at this point, and I'm pretty sure I know kind of the little plot twisty part of this now. And I'm okay with it. I think it works, and I think it's fun. But I'm actually, the more I read this one, I'm more excited for the next one, because that couple is pretty prominently featured as side characters, and their interactions are like enemies to lovers. Like, she's a slayer, he's a vampire. I'm thriving. I need to read it. So I'm glad I already picked that one up.
That always happens in books, like romance books. Like at the book one, I usually never love it, but I'm excited
like, book
for
one is usually not my ship, but I'm usually introduced to my ship.
Right, exactly. Like it's always kind of like a meh, depends on the series, but because like you get the build up from like the other characters where like you're just thrown into couple number one in the first book.
My guess is there will be one more in this series. I think it's just going to mainly be the three guys that will follow.
Okay. I DNF'd it early. It just wasn't clicking with me. So it's not like a DNF I hate it never again. It was just like, I'll try it again someday. But
I'm enjoying it regardless. But I really I have young friend Tessa Bailey I don't like. I mean, there are ones that I don't like as much as others, but I've still liked all of them. So maybe I'm just trash. Who knows?
That was my first.
Oh, that was your first. This is your first Tessa Bailey? Yeah, I would try other things.
Yeah, I'm not a big contemporary reader, so I was like, ooh, paranormal, and I know that's not her forte.
Like, the vampire lore,
the biggest thing was just
actually really
the heroine. Yeah, I'll try it again later. What else were you guys reading?
So my sports romance started adding fake dating, which one of my favorite tropes. I love that. So yeah, so she was at a fundraiser. It's very early on in the book. She was at a fundraiser. Her ex was there, so the guy, the love interest, like came to save her, and so now they're going on a date to like a barbecue to like keep appearances.
Ooh,
so he just picked her up. So yeah. So although there was a line about they made a comment the ex apparently has a tiny dick, which is always really funny to read, and then there was a line about how the love interest was her knight in shining armor, only he was in tinfoil, which I thought was a really funny line. And
That's good. I like that.
So yeah, so it's going good so far. It's cute.
Sounds fun.
Nice. I read like 2 pages. I was busy setting up my new Kindle. I had priorities.
yeah, new shiny thing to play with.
I think I'm still in the process of really setting up my new Kindle that I got like in August. So it's an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I read I think I got 40 pages in Addie LaRue.
Nice.
The first chapter was really good. She wakes up with a guy and he can't remember her. That's all I'll tell you. But I'm interested in this. But then it skips timelines a lot because she was born in the 1600s, and so then it's kind of I had to really focus. And I don't know. So I feel like this is a kind of book that if you're going to read it, you need to be ready to focus. So I liked it.
So does she live forever, or why was it back in the 1600s?
I guess that was she made that deal with the devil, I think. I don't know if it's the devil, but a devil. So she could live forever. But once she's out of people's sight, so when the guy went to sleep, he wakes up and doesn't know who she is. Or when she leaves their sight, they forget about her. But she can live forever.
That definitely
no one
has
her,
Faust vibes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's probably going to do a bunch of different timelines. It'll probably jump back to different periods of her life.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
And already it feels like... No, sorry, go ahead. It already has a really a melancholy feel where it's just you see even already just her loneliness, and I'm this is kind of heartbreaking.
I wonder how it might be difficult. As I was thinking of doing audio on that one, but I'm a time when they jump in time so many times, that would be really hard to listen to audio because you lose track of that when you're listening. So maybe. So that's I was true. Just thinking, so it'll be, but that sounds really good. It sounds really like a good start.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm excited for that. I guess I'll probably listen to it and read it physically at the same time, maybe. If it's that time jumpy.
That's a good idea.
Sometimes narrators, they crank it out. They do things and they just make it, I don't know. Sometimes they make it work if there's any type of, I mean, I guess you can't really do, I don't know. I'm not a narrator, but it just seems like some books, they make it work, and some it's better on text. I don't know.
It just depends on how they I listened to, it's not a romance book, but it's called Life. I think it's called Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, and it's about her life, but she lives it multiple times, so it keeps flashing into different timelines. And so I listened to it on audio. It was really good. I still understood it in audio, but it was just really, really I didn't really actually figure out what the heck I was reading until halfway through because there was just so many jumps. So I think that sometimes it just all depends on audio and how audio is just a totally different format. So it just depends on how they read it and also how they differentiate. And it can be really challenging though.
Honestly, a narrator can make or break a book easy.
For sure.
Because if the narration is not done well, it can taint the whole book for you. And even if you try to read it on text later, you start to hear that voice in your head and you're like, no!
Yeah, that's so true.
Which is why I'm very careful and I always sample it before I
always listen to samples.
If it's just with Audible Escape, it wasn't
always
big of a deal. If I wasn't getting along with the narrator, it's I'll return that one, try something different. It wasn't a big deal. So I'm having withdrawals already and I still have weeks with the service. I'm so sad.
So when does it end?
November 1, it's officially gone.
So, okay, so they're October.
So I canceled my Audible and then they offered me like 3 credits for $8 for 3 months. So just FYI, if you're planning to cancel because of this, and I put why I was canceling. I was like, because Audible Escape's leaving. So they offered me that. And I was like, okay, I'll stay on for 3 more months.
And see, the thing is, like, I have a backlog of stuff that I've bought and haven't listened to yet. So I think I might cancel it because I've already got some to go through. Plus, we have an extensive library where I can reread a bunch too. Between me and my husband, because we share our libraries.
Yeah.
And he had a big catalog before we ever met. So we just kind of turn it on and off.
That's what I usually do. And I was like, oh, you're going to give me 3 credits for $8 a month and I'll get a credit every month for 3 months. Cool. I am going to roll with this. And then I'm canceling you in December. Because I'm still salty.
Just see what
I figured that I could try the plus.
We don't
That's
know.
true.
It could be
We need to know what's going on with it.
I'm hoping for the best. You know?
I don't like the navigation of it. I can tell you that already. Way harder to find the books you're looking for.
Well, honestly, Audible Escape wasn't great navigation anyway.
But it had like all the subgenres or the categories, so it was a little bit easier. This is just like click on romance, and it may or may not be romance.
Well, that's
what
an
I'm
Audible thing too.
Yeah,
like, that's how Audible's been for a long time.
Which doesn't help, but it's even worse somehow than Escape was.
It just seemed like it was sprung on you guys, or did you guys kind of know it was coming down the pipe?
No.
Even the authors who were like had their books on the service didn't know till
the day you got an email as a subscriber is the same day the authors got the email.
That is shady.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Kit, one of the authors of Kit Rosha didn't know until she saw my tweet about it and had to go check her spam folder. Out in there.
No.
She was literally like retweeting me. It was like, I had no idea until I saw this on my timeline and I couldn't find the email.
Oh, that is heartbreaking.
And I was like, that's so bad.
For real.
It's terrible.
Just trying to like sneak it in, thinking no one would notice or care.
And you would think, as much as we all talk about Audible Escape, you'd think they would have enough people signed up for the service.
Right.
But whatever, I guess.
So, yes, Paranormal Romance Readathon. I haven't watched the videos yet, but I saw them go around. That's exciting.
Keep your eye out next weekend.
Next week.
There's another one coming. So,
yes. Yay, all the romance. Yay, all the things. Is anybody
Paranormal hasn't gotten enough love. We're making it happen.
That's right. True. That's true. Anybody reading like horror, thriller, non-romance?
My anxiety says nope.
I don't know when I'm going to be in the mood again after Bunny, to be honest.
It took me a minute.
Bunny kind of fucked me up.
I just don't read horror, scary things. I'm a big wimp chicken. And
I can't watch it. I can read it. But I can't watch it.
I can't read it or watch it. No, neither. My husband's the horror guy. He can do all the scary things, and I can be like, la la la, romance land. It'll be great.
I'm like, it's be Hallmark romance. I don't want to live in thriller land. No, thank you.
Yeah,
he doesn't like it there.
He did have me watch Haunting of Hill House when it came out on Netflix a while ago, and it was great, but terrifying. To this day, I still freaked out by Crooked Neck Lady. Nope.
I haven't watched that because I know I'm no good, but I can. I don't know why I can read it.
Yeah, I think reading it is worse for me.
Really?
I just because then I always have that image in my brain, the one that I've created, and it's just I don't know. See, don't you feel like the things that you think about are more scary than what actually happens? Usually, the things you worry about. I don't know. That's how I think.
True.
Yeah.
But I love creature horror. I haven't read very much of it, but Into the Drowning Deep I think is creature horror. So good. I love that.
Yeah. See, I like a lot of gothic stuff, which actually isn't usually that scary.
Yeah, gothic's different. Gothic
I like Mexican gothic a lot.
My
definitely has horror at the end.
My threshold is House of Salt and Sorrows. If that was any more horror or suspenseful, I couldn't have done it. That's my threshold right there.
Yeah, no, Gothic is a whole different feel to it, but
Right,
and
and that has a lot of Gothic vibes to it.
Yeah.
I like and psychological thrillers, psychological horror. I can usually that's one that I can kind of handle sometimes. But anything that's like
romance thrown in it, I can balance myself. Okay,
right.
I just don't listen to any of it during the day either, or I only listen during the day. Like no nighttime listening. Like I cut myself off at 3:00. Like we good, and then I just like stuff my eyeballs.
Daylight hours only, please.
The softest romance.
I do that too, actually. If I'm gonna read anything scary, daytime only.
I love it. I love horrors, but I've been going like back and forth because it's hard to pull away from romance. So I've been going like romance, horror, and for me, like reading horror is not as scary because I can kind of like water it down in my mind, or like, I don't paint such a graphic picture.
I'm as graphic in my mind necessarily with horror as a movie maybe or a TV show.
I think I have two. I know my imagination will go wild. It'll go. Especially if it's a story for me, especially for horror. What I've learned is that if it doesn't have a very closed ending, so like if it's like an open ending, like scary things are still out there, it's like nope, cannot handle. But if it's like everyone died and the bad thing's gone, then I'm like, okay, it's great, everything's fine.
And see, horror always ends open ending. So that's like the staple of the genre is so
that they can go on forever.
Exactly.
10,000 movies about them, and I can't go to a drive-in theater ever because it might be on the screen next to me and I would see it.
I'm telling you, Southern Vampire's Guide is not that scary or horror at all.
Love Grady Hendrix. He mixes humor into his story, so I think it's a good starting point if you're not. But there is gore, at least in his other books.
There's a little bit of gore in Southern Vampire, but it is not. It's kind of just this weird build up.
It's like entertaining.
Yeah.
If you watch The Babysitter on Netflix, his stories remind me of that, where it's like it's camp and it pokes fun at the genre, but it still has gore and it's still horror at the same time. It reminds me of that. Maybe not as bloody, but
yeah. Christopher Moore does that. He has like a couple like vampire books that are also comedy that are also funny. So I have a couple of his.
Horror Store is interesting also, and it's really not that scary. Plus, it's laid out like Horror Store by Grady Hendrix.
Okay,
it's laid out like a IKEA. I didn't love it personally. It didn't really work for me, but I do think it's kind of one that you could start with, and it's not that scary.
Yeah. I loved it. I just thought it was really funny.
Exorcism,
I think if I read something like that, it would ruin IKEA forever for me. So I'm just not. I'm a baby.
It stays with you.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really thought about it again until right now when we're talking about Grady Hendrix for a while. So that's not too bad. This is years later, though.
Got you.
I love horror. I haven't ventured down any horror romance, if that's what the genre is called. I know they're very. I would argue that
you just read Skeleton King. There you go.
I was gonna say, I think Skeleton King falls into that genre.
I think that author, her other books are more horror actually than romance.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
Read it. No, sorry, no. I was saying I wouldn't read it though. Like Joey is all I have to say about that book. It's so great.
I saw you put it in the chat. I was like, "Oh, I forgot about that." It just it gives me the creeps. I never even read it. I just like through you. I was like, "Oh,
yeah, Joey."
I think the closest romance gets to like scary is Gothic romance. Is when that's the only time I think that it's more on the horror fringes. And usually Gothic romance can be really good.
I can do romantic suspense well though because there's usually enough romance in there to balance the suspenseful parts. So my anxiety plays nice.
True. Well, I feel like most thrillers end with like a good conclusion, so I don't feel like I'm left hanging. So it works out.
Same.
Yeah, they catch the bad guy or whoever.
Right.
Man, I haven't read a thriller in a long time.
The Chain by Adrienne McKenzie. Read it. And message me while you read it. One of my friends read it, and she was messaging me. She's like, "What the fuck did you just recommend?" hint me. And I was like, I know.
DM me the name because I'll forget. So
okay. It's definitely very what the fuckery, but it was a good thriller. I was very impressed with it.
I guess you guys just said you weren't into scary movies, but I've been getting my scary movie on and having a good time. I normally I can still depending on the scary movie, I'll have to watch a cartoon afterwards to kind of come down from it. But I just love Halloween. I'm not sure with everything going on what trick-or-treating and Halloween's gonna look like this year. It's kind of weird.
I'm 95% sure my neighborhood's gonna trick-or-treat regardless of what they say, because my neighborhood's just like that. We're not gonna allow kids to come to our door this year just for safety reasons, but I have a feeling they're all gonna try anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm about to buy a skeleton that's the same height as me, but it's a pillow. So I'm real excited about that.
I saw you post that on Twitter.
I am half appalled that it's the same height as me, and I'm half super excited, y'all.
Is it just a rectangle, or does it have
No, it's got limbs. It's a Target.
Ooh.
You put it on, it's cut into a skeleton shape. You pose it in a chair. I'm gonna dress it up.
Oh.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna prank my husband with it, probably.
He's gonna fall for the pillow skeleton.
He's gonna think I'm in the bed. It's just a pillow skeleton. And I'll jump out, boo! It'll be great. It probably won't work.
I think as far as movies, I think that my extent of movies is going to be, because Disney Plus is out, is going to be Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town, and that's it.
Yes.
For Halloween Town.
That's more my speed.
Okay.
And Nightmare Before Christmas, so I can wipe away everything Izzy says about the skeleton.
I can't watch that movie. I can't watch that movie now. It sucks so bad.
Why? Wait, why can't you watch it? I mean,
The Skeleton King.
Skeleton King. That's
Is
how
it
That's
bad
Nightmare Before Christmas fanfic.
It's yeah.
Fan fiction of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No.
Yeah. You want to ruin a fave, and I'm telling you. The girls who love Nightmare Before Christmas did not ask for this book. I guarantee it. Don't even think they would like it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And I'm not hating on them. They're fine. I don't even feel like it speaks to them in any capacity.
No, right.
I love the Scream movies. So good.
They're the only 4 movies I've ever watched. And they're not even that bad.
Yeah, it has a good plot.
Look,
I think part of what ruined it for me is I watched the original Halloween when I was 12 at a friend's house. And we watched it the day the movie starts taking place. And her brother decided to be a punk and put on his Michael mask and get up in the window and freak us all out. So it was just a combination of a lot of bad. And I still have a hard time getting in my car when it's dark outside because somebody's going to be in the back seat and they're going to kill me. That's just my reality. And
normal.
So whenever I'm car shopping, I have to make sure I have an unlock thing with a light so I can check the back seat before I even open the door because I'm so paranoid and so afraid. So yeah, that's how my anxiety works. Or slasher movies or anything like that.
The only thing I know from the Scream franchise is what I watched in Scary Movie, the Marlon Brothers movies. Yeah, that's what I know from the Scream franchise. Those are great though. They're actually kind of great.
Mm-hmm. I remember going to the movie theater for those. I was like, why are we at the movie theater to watch Scream or Scary Movie 2? This is so small town, limited, slim pickings. But
what else are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah, right.
But that reminds me of middle school. We usually have game nights where we would watch a scary movie that was rated R or not for middle schoolers. And then we would go out and play in the cornfield and the hay bales and play night games and stuff. So I think I just got not dumbed down, but yes, desensitized to all of that stuff. Because I'm a very anxious person. My husband, he'll scare me all the time, just walking in the house. I'm very jumpy. Mm-hmm. Watching it in the movie theater, I scared the people sitting next to me. She's like, you scared me, not the movie. I'm a jumpy girl, but I love I love horror. Like
See, I'll have night terrors, so it's not worth it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Same.
My poor husband has to like try and calm me down, and I'm just like, a mess, screaming about random monster crawling on the bed.
Yeah.
I am absolutely terrified of clowns and have always been since I was a kid. And like when it came out back in theaters, my husband told me, "You want to go see it?" I'm like, "Are you out of your freaking mind?" So last year at Halloween at my work in the office, they have this big to-do where you can dress up. So there I am, happily sitting away at my desk, and I see over like the particle thing, like all I see is the red balloon. I'm like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" And I turn around, I look. Guy looked. I mean, it was awesome, but I'm like, I'll be under my desk if anybody needs.
Yeah, my old coworkers would hide the head on my desk.
Oh man,
It loved me.
Yeah, I refuse to work on Halloween just because like I can get triggered by costumes. So I'm like, yeah, no, I just don't do Halloween. I hide out at home and read fluffy things. I want Hocus Pocus because that won't be bad for me.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus.
I love Halloween, but I hate being scared.
Same.
Go figure.
Favorite Halloween candy?
Reese's.
It's Reese's, always and forever.
Always and forever. That is the quintessential best Halloween candy.
Coffee crisp.
I mean, is there a bad Halloween?
Suckers.
I'm a Snickers
The
girl.
suckers with Snickers, but the suckers, the green apple ones with the caramel, they're like really cheap. Those are
Yeah,
so
those are good.
They're good too.
I'm actually one of those few person that likes candy corn. I do love candy corn. I also love
corn.
Yeah, I can handle candy corn. I don't love candy corn, but if candy corn's there, I'll probably eat it.
I love the candy pumpkins too. Those are my favorite. They're so good.
Ugh, yuck.
Those just remind me of elementary school, like the pumpkin cake they give you in elementary school, and you had like one of those on the top. Was your elementary school like that? That's how mine was.
I didn't get nothing.
I feel sad for you.
No cake in Montana.
Sad.
Do you guys have like a meal you usually cook on Halloween? Like our family always did taco soup.
Okay. No.
So it was just like this warm thing. It was easy to cook. It was in a pot.
What is this thing that you want warm on Halloween? It's still 90 degrees.
I live in Utah where there have been known to be snow on Halloween.
I was gonna say,
I know.
when I was our costume had to fit over our snowsuit.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So something warm to fill your belly was always a good idea.
Southern for this, y'all.
Because half the time people couldn't even see my costume because I had a coat on.
Exactly. The worst.
Or I was wearing thermals underneath my costume because it was cold.
I was definitely in South Florida in elementary school and I was still trick-or-treating and dressing up. So hot.
Not. Yeah, it didn't get that cold, and I was in Northern California at the time when I was a kid. So can actually get kind of cold, but it wasn't that cold. I still had to wear a jacket, which always still ruined my outfit, and I was always really pouty about it. So,
I mean, now it's not. You can definitely see the global warming because there's kids don't, and I'm trying to tell my niece, I'm like, Auntie Sarah used to trick or treat in the snow. No, yeah.
It always snow on Halloween and Easter. Like that was our season. It stretch out to that.
Yeah, hello, that happens here.
Uh-huh. Yes, I love it.
Y'all have fun with that.
It sucks.
Yeah, I don't do snow.
So those cute little costumes, like that wasn't a thing growing up.
No sexy costume here. You will freeze.
Going to Halloween parties in high school with your heels about that high, and this is pushed up.
As you put your costume on once you get to the party.
On over top.
Like a reveal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Oh man. But yeah, we would just drink. We like to drink alcohol on Halloween, not make taco soup.
That was what I would do. I drink while I hand out candy usually, and just get a little tipsy. It's great. The parents are always very stylish, and I'm like, this is why I don't have children. I just drink and hand out the candy.
That's right.
Down here, it's a thing. Like if you live in a neighborhood, the parents, they have their little Yeti cups of mystery alcoholic drink, and they go through, or like they'll set up in the cul-de-sac and they'll have a little parties, and it's like, it's Tuesday, and we'll take, like last year we took my daughter out, who's She was 4 last year. My husband's a coach and a teacher, so he'd see like all these parents that he knows are like, "Oh, Coach Bridgewater's here. Do you want a drink?" He's like, "No, I think it was like a Tuesday. It was like a random, like a Thursday last year. Like, no thanks.
I got work tomorrow. I'm not drinking. Thank you.
I teach your kids. I'm not gonna get in trouble."
My dad's a school teacher, and he hates November 1 every year because his kids are so hyped up on sugar. And he teaches 6th grade, and they still get hyped up on sugar, and they're just like all over the place. And he's like, "I hate November 1 every year." I always text him at the end of the day, "Are you alive or did they kill you?"
I know parents also have hot toddies. They go around with like the warmer that's the thing. That get the warm tea with like the whiskey. There you go, you're set.
Yeah, that's smart.
In Utah, you don't typically find that. You find people with like hot chocolate and cider because it's cold, but
because you're in Utah.
Yeah.
Like, no.
We visited Utah last summer, and we went to go get beer, and like the beers are at the liquor store, and the liquor store is a square building that looks like has like bars on the window. And you're like, "This is where I get my beer," and you like walk
that since changed. You can buy it at the grocery store now.
Oh, you can? Okay.
At least
like where are we?
We just got the ability to buy beer in the buy beer in the grocery stores. We never had that up until about 2 years ago in Canada.
I used to watch.
When I went to the States, I'm like,
really?
We're in Walmart, right? There's beer there. Like it was just blew my mind.
Yeah, I lived in a state that had liquor at the grocery store. People would come and be like taking pictures holding the bottle in the grocery, and I'm like, "Y'all, it's not that fancy. Like, it's not that special. If you're in Walmart and you can buy whiskey, it's cool,
right?"
Like, that happened.
It's a bottle of Jack Daniels. It's fine. Calm down.
We're weird.
We would stop in Louisiana on our way to Florida and be like, "Oh, there's liquor at the gas station," and "Oh, there's what are they called? The slot machines at the gas station." I'm like, "You guys,
drive-through daiquiris. Louisiana's got it all. Just drive through, get your daiquiri."
So all the alcohol is weaker. So a lot of people like will drive across the border to get their alcohol because it's stronger.
Some of my friends out there.
Interesting.
Because there's laws for that. Like it has to be like a certain
proof
before. Yeah,
every state is different. So
most people go to Nevada where the proof is like double, I think, what it is in Utah, if not more than that.
Yeah, Oklahoma has
very watered down here.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that's not a problem.
Strong alcohol, you're not going to get it in our state.
Yeah, California does not have that problem. It gives you all the things.
So a lot of my friends who drink, if somebody's going to like Vegas or Wyoming, they're like, "Bring back booze, I'll pay you."
We're desperate, please.
Give us the good stuff.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny. It's so weird.
It's funny.
It is weird.
I live in a really weird melting pot of people.
I know that about
Utah too.
Weird.
Gosh, we have
Sorry, y'all live in the weird state.
Yeah, Utah.
It's like the crowned weird state of the entire United States, let's be honest. And that's okay. I was born and raised here. I accept it.
No, it's not all. I've got friends out there. It's just every time I'll hear stuff from them, I'm like, huh? It's right here in Utah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if my husband ever got a job offer out of state, like we would go. We're not like tied to being here forever.
It's so pretty when we visited.
It is
though.
pretty. I would miss being so close to the mountains. I'm 15 minutes from a canyon. Technically, I'm 15 minutes from 2 different canyons, so I can choose my view.
That's awesome.
And they connect, so usually I drive through them at least once a year. Usually in the fall. It's that this year, though.
The cell service was horrible. Like we were driving up from the south, and we had no service. Our phones were dying, so we had to like get a paper map to like find out where to go. I was like, "Where the hell are we?" Because I'm originally from eastern Montana, so I'm used to like middle of nowhere. But hell, we still have cell service, and we still have like a McDonald's every once in a while. Like down there was like nothing. Like the next McDonald's was like 2 hours away. I was like, where the hell are we?
Yeah, once you're in the middle of the state, it's not super populated, and so it's like unless you're just getting right off the freeway to eat, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, it was
because you're driving another hour inland before you get anywhere.
Interesting.
Like that's just Utah, and I'm used to that. So we always know you eat before you leave, and then you eat when you hit St. George. Like that's just how that drive works.
Right. Spoiled in Texas. There's things everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I live up in the much more populated part.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm 5 minutes from Target. I like being 5 minutes from Target.
I love Target.
Yeah, Target's so great.
Best.
I'm sweating. All righty. Well, let's see. Do we know who has next week?
Oh shoot, I meant to check that.
Uh,
On it. I got this. Hold on.
Bree.
Bree, yes, Bree. That's right. I will be there, so I can tell her what time to read till.
Yeah. So Bree from In Love
Everyone's
and
like,
Word.
come on here so you can tell us how long to read.
Izzy has a job.
It's her job for these read-alongs. That's hilarious.
I'm in all of them. I'm just like, hi, I'm here.
I'm here to spend the time and I have to go.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do that.
If there's ever a week when you're not here, it's gonna be hilarious. Because
Yeah,
everyone's
like,
like, how do I do this without Izzy?
What's 40
You know
minutes?
what? I'm gonna join Bree's. I'm gonna tell the time and then I'm gonna leave. Only anyone who's still here will know this, and I don't know if she's still in the chat. So
I don't think so.
It's gonna be hilarious.
It was cute though. She mentioned that her husband was also reading with her.
I
So
know.
that was adorable.
Yeah, that.
Precious.
So yeah, Bree and Lemon Words next week. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And sad Juan didn't show up. Darn.
I know, no Juan. We should have found his channel and
I don't know why I didn't
sent
save
him the
it.
reminders.
Just save his channel, like just to see if he
in the
posted
void.
things and harass him. That would be fun.
Right.
We all need a
Poor
hobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye,
Well, I'll
y'all.
see you guys. Bye.
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 Thanks for joining.